Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 3rd of January 2019, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a look at the markets, a few charts. But before we start jumping into that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then guys, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on here is the FTSE100. Now looking at this, of course, you can see initially this morning we kind of started moving lower here, but of course the day kind of started off above the pivot, which is kind of which is seen as a positive sign for the index. So in a way, of course, after seeing this reversal here to the upside on the 27th of December, kind of the index continues to create higher lows, and you can see that today, even when we managed to drop towards the pivot, still kind of the 4-hour candle here kind of stayed above the above this pivot, and you can see that now we're pushing way higher from it. What's more interesting is that, of course, from this little short trading that we're seeing here in 2019, the index is now finally up again for the year, so it's aiming for higher levels. I mean, the opening price here for this year was around 6,728 level, so you can see that now the index is in a positive territory, and this is the level that we're going to be targeting, the 6,752 level. So as you can see that it held the price from moving higher recently, so this one becomes quite an interesting level of resistance. Of course, from the very short-term perspective, overall, as you could probably understand, that we're still in a downtrend, within a downtrend, and we're trading still below this medium-term downside resistance line taken from the highest point of August last year. So, and of course, overall, it is looking quite bearish still, but from the very short-term perspective, we could see maybe a bit of a move higher, a bit more retracement here to the upside. So, especially if we're going to get a nice pop here above this 6,752 levels, so keep your eyes on that one. A nice good break could lead this index towards the 6,700 level, and higher maybe towards the 6,850. So quite an interesting area becomes this, especially for a bit of more retracement to the upside. So of course, like I said, for now we're just going to stay put and keep on monitoring this 6,752 level. A nice good pop above this could open the path towards these higher levels that I was talking about. But of course, the main one that we're going to be keeping a close eye on here is the 6,915 mark near the highs of this of mid-December. Also could be a good target. And if you are planning to enter a trade here, guys, probably the small little recommendation, of course, don't forget your stop losses, and this one here could be a good potential area for a stop loss around the 6,675. As you can see, it acted as a very nice area of support here in the past, so could be this nice area for a possible stop loss. And in a way, if we look at the potential risk reward ratio here, let me just quickly put this here. There we go, for our future reference. So if you in a way aim for higher levels from here, from this break here, and put your stop loss here and target the 6,915 level, we do get almost a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. So yep, guys, for now, of course, be very careful with this still. Of course, we do have a lot of negativity around the equity markets, but a bit of retracement maybe to the upside could be something of a good possibility, especially for FTSE100. Jumping into Ethereum now, looking at this, so this one had a nice a nice move here higher, and of course managed to reach in December managed to reach the highs near the 159 level, but you can see that we're seeing now the second attempt to reach that level, but it kind of failed to reach it. So we're getting back below this key area of resistance. Initially we were seeing this as resistance, the 150, 151 and a half, something like that. As you can see now, it reversed back down. Certainly the overall, well, should I say, the short-term trend here is still to the upside. If we draw a upside support line here, taken from the lows of December, we can see that, yep, it continues to move higher. Certainly with this little retracement right now, there is a chance that we could see maybe a bit more retracement. So guys, I mean, be very careful with this one, keep an eye on it. Certainly maybe we could see maybe a drop down lower, but probably consider this upside support line as a possible test only if we're gonna get a drop below. Let me just quickly mark that level, below this little area here, this little area of support around the 140 level. So a nice good drop below this could then, yep, force this crypto to test the this upside support line, which could also provide some good support. And if the crypto fails to drop below this, then we could see maybe a rebound and a push back up here. But first, of course, keep an eye on this 140 level. Let's see how the crypto performs around here. Maybe it actually won't need to travel all the way here lower towards this upside support line. Maybe this 140 level will be enough for this crypto to kind of reverse and move back up again. So of course we're still aiming for the 159 for December highs. A nice good pop above that level could open the path towards much higher levels, and this is where we will aim then for 165 or even higher. For now guys, be very careful. Let's see how this 140 level plays out, if of course if it wants to travel here. But looking at the picture right now, it seems that it could do with a bit of retracement here back to the downside. So let's be very careful here and keep an eye on the price action. One pair that I wanted to quickly show you guys, and that's GBPNZD. Now, of course, you can remember we were covering this one, and I was talking about this pair a while ago, and around December time actually, and we were actually trading around here, around these lows, and then we managed to move back above this downside, this kind of long-term, or should I say, sorry, short-term, medium-term upside, or sorry, medium-term downside resistance line. I do apologize, guys. So medium-term downside resistance line, it managed to move above it, and you can see now it's creating a new line, and this time it's an upside support line. So of course we're going to continue monitoring it. We're going to keep on monitoring very closely, because if this acts as a nice area, a nice bouncing ground for this pair, we could see maybe another attempt of the 1.1995 level, which was near the highs here that we saw yesterday, or even actually going higher all the way towards the 190, 150 and above. But for now, be very cautious here. Certainly we could consider a possible move higher here, and in a way we should be kind of aiming higher, because as long as this line remains intact, of course the path kind of holds higher here. But if suddenly this gets broken and the rate drops below the 1.8855 level, now this is where you should become more cautious, because we could see maybe a slide further down here towards the 187.35, a break of which could send this pair towards a much better area of support, which is seen here near the 186.35 zone, approximately there. As you can see, it acted as a nice area of support here back on the 20th of December, and also acted as good resistance on the 6th of December. So keep an eye on this line, keep an eye on this potential area of support, but only if we're gonna get a nice good drop here. Let me just quickly mark that for future reference. Drop below the 188.55 level. So for now, guys, of course, the way it's looking at right now, it's still more bullish than bearish, but to be honest, we're still on a bit cautiously bullish, let's put it that way here. So we need to see a nice good push here initially, of course, above this pivot, which is around the 189.50, and then we'll aim for this 1.1995, a break of which could open the path towards much higher levels. So but that's something for the near term. For now, guys, be very careful. Keep on monitoring this pair. EURJPY, now this is a good one as well, and certainly having a nice retracement back up here to the upside after this sell-off that we had overnight here during the Asian trading session, of course, for now, it's currently getting held here near the 122.55 zone, approximately there. And just to kind of show you what that level was in the past, and let me just scroll back all the way here, back into history. And probably for this one, I will have to jump into the daily chart just to kind of show you what that level was. And this level here last time was tested and back in 2017 June time, so June and May as well. So you can see the importance and the significance of this level. As you can see that from here it kind of made a nice bounce to the upside and continued traveling higher. So this is quite an important level for now to keep an eye on, especially if we're going to see a good close below this level. Now this could then especially close on the daily candle. If we see the close on the daily candle below that level, then yep, I mean, further declines could be possible. I doubt maybe that we could travel towards these lows that we saw recently on this pair, or should I say today. I doubt that we will see this level getting tested anytime soon, but maybe something for the from the longer term perspective. But especially if we're going to get a nice close here below this 122.55 area, approximately there, guys. So keep your eyes on this one. If this stays above it, then we could see maybe a reversal, maybe a bit of a retracement back to the upside here, where we can then aim for higher levels. And the first potential good area of resistance that we're going to be keeping a close eye on is going to be this 124.63. And let me just jump back into the 4-hour chart on this one, guys. So this is the area where we're going to be keeping an eye on, the 124.63. As you can see way back here in let me just quickly scroll back here, a little bit of a lag here, and I do apologize for that, guys. So you can see that this is where the pair found good support on the in May to last year, so 2018 basically, from which it kind of rebounded, pushed higher. So this now becomes quite an interesting area of potential resistance. So the 124.63, keep an eye on that one, especially if we're gonna move away from the 122.55 level today and we're gonna close the daily candle above it. Then yep, we could then maybe target this area for a possible test. But again, for now, be very careful with the yen pairs. I mean, they're quite vulnerable, and let's see how this plays out. Jumping into the last pair I want to quickly touch on, and that's the US dollar against the Turkish lira. Certainly looking at this one, finally we're getting our it's getting its boost here to the upside. So we can see that we managed to break this key area of resistance around the 5.4540 level. Now it's kind of traveling higher a little bit, testing this other area of potential resistance, or should I say already resistance, the 5.5150. Last time you can see that it was kind of this is of course I'm talking about the area here, because last time it acted as a nice area of resistance here back in November time, from which the pair kind of continued moving lower then. So this time we're getting a nice push here higher. Certainly the big question here is, are we going to stay above this level or not? And if we do stay above this, then the next potential area of resistance could be seen here around the 5.63 zone, approximately there, guys. So keep an eye on that one, and if that doesn't hold, well, I mean, the sky's the limit for this one again. So but for now certainly you can see that it continues to climb higher. if suddenly this, let's say, reverses back down and drops below the 5.4540 level, of course this could be a bit of a warning sign for the bulls. Maybe we could see the bears stepping in here and driving this one back down towards the 5.2620 level, but for now it seems that couldn't be the case yet. So everything is kind of shaping up more towards the upside rather than the downside. Okay guys, I hope you found it useful, and thank you very much for watching and listening. And if you want to join me tomorrow morning at my Trader's Espresso, and that's 7 o'clock GMT time. But for now, I hope you have a fantastic evening, and bye for now. Bye bye.